This is going to be a dark one. This is going to be a gloomy video, and I'm sorry about that, but we live in times now where there are some important questions that we need to ask ourselves. And here's the first one. Let's say that you're sent to fight in a war in a foreign country. And this is a scenario, right? And I hope nothing like this ever happens to you or your family, you know, but it's a scenario. So you're sent to fight in a war in a foreign country. You're sent to the front and you're killed. So here's the question. Who's responsible for your death? Who's responsible for your death if you're killed fighting a war in a foreign country? Now, is it the soldier who shot you, you know, at the battlefield? Is it a person who, I don't know, sent a drone with some bombs? Or is it the enemy there? Or is it actually the people who sent you to fight? I won't answer that question, but I think that we need to ask that question. Because they are talking about, at least here in Europe, to send kids. They are kids when they're, you know, 19 and 20-year-old kids, sending them to Ukraine to fight. And some of them will be killed. Many of them will be injured, possibly for life. Who will be responsible for that? And some would say, oh, it's the evil Russians. Really? Do you think that the soldiers fighting for Putin's regime, do you think that they want to be there? I don't think so. So who's responsible? I think it's an important question, and I'll leave it up to you guys to answer that. So here's another one. And by the way, it's a beautiful morning here in Norway. I'm just walking around here on the field. It's very early. And you know what? I'll turn around. I kind of reached the end of the field. Yeah, here's my other question, right? It's about this thing with that we need to fight for democracy and freedom. And again, you know, especially here in Europe, they are pointing to the east towards Russia, and they're saying that they're a threat to our democracy and our freedom. They are the enemy. Okay, so there's a threat out there somewhere, right? A threat to our freedom and democracy. But what about those organizations? The World Economic Forum, when they meet in Davos, and what's the other one called? Bilderberg. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just an amateur. I don't know anything. I'm just asking some questions out here on the field. You know, state leaders meet and they talk, and they come back, and they have all agreed on some policies. Is that democratic? Is that strengthening your freedom? Is that about the power of the people? I don't think so. So when they are talking about the very same people who go to those meetings, those those meetings where they meet with big pharma, big tech, and the weapons industry leaders, you know, those people, are they really fighting for your democracy, for your freedom? You see where I'm getting here? So how convenient it must be to point towards an enemy in the east and say that, oh, we need to fight them. They are a threat to our freedom and democracy. While in reality, don't you think that we maybe might have an enemy within? Again, I'm just asking the question. I'm just some guy here out walking, talking to a GoPro camera here. If these people, you know, elected and unelected state leaders, globalists, if they are so concerned about your freedom and your right to live in a functional democracy, why then are they meeting like that? Why are they making decisions that never went through any democratic process of voting and so on? And why is it that these decisions that they make seem to always take away more and more of your freedom? Now, you're not supposed to have a car. You're not supposed to eat meat. You're not supposed to be able to retire like ever. You're supposed to pay more taxes and work yourself to death. You're not supposed to own anything. And you're supposed to basically just be a slave to the system. But maybe you disagree. I don't know. So, you know, that was my second question. And let me formulate it more clearly to you. If there is an enemy out there, an enemy to our freedom and democracy, is that enemy outside, like a well-defined enemy like Russia, the evil Russians? Or is it maybe like we have an enemy within? Now, anyone who knows history, anyone who has read the classics, anyone who knows the ancient stories, they know that the most dangerous enemy is always the enemy within. But anyway, that's my little chat, that's my little talk. Hope you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing to this channel. It's not so easy to share these unpopular opinions. So any support would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.